Hey CrossFit Throne, how you doing today? Just a quick overview of today's workout and the warm-up, and I'm gonna let you guys go. Some things to think about as you get ready to come back on Monday. We're gonna be limiting our class size, at least for the first week or two, maybe for the first month, depending on what the state guidelines say, and depending on how well we can effectively manage our class sizes and times. But we're gonna limit our class sizes to about 6 people per class. So be ready to reserve your place in Zen Planner, be ready to honor other people's need to get in here. If you cannot make it in here, let me know. We're going to try and do concurrent Zoom classes as well for several of you who have kids at home. We want to make sure we're taking care of everybody. I need your equipment back this week. If you can bring it in Friday, cool. If you can bring it in Saturday, cool. As long as it's here and I'm ready to go with classes on Monday, that's really the goal. So if you have any questions about returning your equipment, please get with me as soon as possible. Regarding today's workout, there are 3 movements in today's workout. Pull-ups, or bent rows, or we've done a row off of a yoga mat or a sheet in the door frame. That works fine. Ring rows, all of the above work just fine. That's movement number 1. Movement number 2 is going to be a bench press, or floor press, or push-ups. I'm trying to remember all my words. Okay, so then we've got that movement. That's movement number 2. And then we've got just air squats. So anybody can do the last one. Anybody can actually do this whole workout. So just want to encourage you guys to be ready to move today. You want to make sure your shoulders are nice and warm, especially after all the thrusters from yesterday and all the push-ups on Monday. Make sure your hips are ready to move for those squats. And make sure your core and your back are ready to talk to each other for those pull-ups. Regarding the pull-ups, I want you to check this out. When you're doing pull-ups, you want to make sure you engage your core and your lats at the same time. So you're going to pull yourself into a little bit of a hollow. I want you to try this drill. So pull yourself into a hollow, pull yourself into that hollow, pull yourself into that hollow, pull, and finish the pull-up. That's how you work on getting strict strength, is engaging your back more and more. Because as much as we think we can do it, just using our arms doesn't get us up there. It makes things very difficult for our bodies to get up to that bar. You must engage your back first in order to get up there. Next, let's talk about bench press, push-ups, floor press, things like that. I'm going to move this camera down here so you can see this. Make sure when you're doing your bench that you're fully engaged. Tight feet to the floor, elbows tracking down, squeeze your ribs in your back and drive it straight overhead. You don't want to be tracking the bar out here, and you don't want to be tracking the bar out here. For those of you that are using a barbell, and you're not sure how heavy to go, I want you to consider the weight that is listed as RX today is probably about 50% of some of the better athletes 1 rep max, or even less. So unless you think you can get 20 reps at the prescribed weight, 135 or 95, you need to go lighter today. I would prefer you choose a load where you can get 30 reps today, and really make sure you're connecting, driving up, and squeezing your pecs tight at the top of each one. Be faster on the way up than you are on the way down. Next thing, in the floor press, make sure that your feet are as close to your butt as possible on the floor. Make sure that you've arched your back like crazy, and you're punching low. So bench press, the bar is over our sternum. Floor press, the bar is over our solar plexus, so about 3 to 6 inches lower than your sternum. So you're going to be punching low. Barely touch your elbows, punch low. Barely touch those elbows and punch low. If you have trouble, this works on the bench and it works on the floor press. If you have trouble, lower the weight and then push the weight down to your hip crease and then come up and then manage the load from there. If you've picked a load heavier enough on the bench that you're going to be in trouble once you get here, it's too heavy for this workout. That's a good rule of thumb. And then you can manage yourself out of the bar that way. It's a good way to go. Especially for those of you guys that don't have these squat racks or bench press racks. Push-ups are push-ups. If you don't know how you're going to do those, then maybe see where I need to put this. There we go. Push-ups are push-ups. You don't know how to do those. Maybe you need to check one of the other videos. So We have pull-ups. We haven't gone over that. I just did the bench press real quick. Let's talk about bent rows briefly. I want to make sure when you're doing your bent rows that your back stays flat. You engage your lats and pull and get those elbows north. Squeeze to get those elbows up. Squeeze to get those elbows up. Squeeze your shoulders on your spine. If at any point your elbows cannot get north of your back, way north of your back, you're done. Because that means you cannot do it. Now these sets, the way the workout it goes is you've got 3 rounds of, and at any pace, it could take you an hour, take you an hour and a half to do today's workout. At any pace, you're gonna do single max effort pull-ups, or bent rows, or ring rows, or yoga mat rolls, or sheet rolls off of endorphin. Whatever you do, you're gonna give me your single effort max. I'm looking for, if you're doing strict pulls, I'm looking for somewhere from 15 to 20. If you're doing kipping pulls, I'm looking for closer to 30 or 40, especially for those of you gymnastic guys that can really just fly on the bar. I want you to be as high in your rep count as possible. And if you have to rest at the bottom in a hang, then engage your back and go back in and get back into it, fine. Add as many reps as possible before your hands come off the bar. As soon as you drop off the bar, that set is done. I want you to rest and recover for 2 to 3 minutes between that, and then you go to the bench or the floor press or the bench press. And then you get as many single effort max reps as you can on the bench or the floor or the push-up. And you get as many as you can, and then as soon as you cannot get the bar and you're a little bit worried about lowering it back down to you, or lowering those dumbbells down to you, or lowering those kettlebells down, and you're not sure you're going to be able to get back up to the top, stop. That's your number. And then you rest 2-3 minutes. And then for 1 minute, you're going to do you're going to go for as many max reps as you can on your air squat in 1 minute. The first round, at the end of that first round, you'll be like, that's not bad, I can do this. At the end of the second round, you're going to be mad at me and you're not want to do that third round. So you might want to pick a buddy and do today's workout. If you can get in at 1 o'clock, cool. If you can't, at 5:30, I think Sky's going to take care of you guys. Make sure you have a friend to help you get through this one. I would say ideally your goal at good range of motion, good heat for you on your squat, you're going to average about 1 squat per second per 1.5 seconds. And so you're going to get north of 50, you're going to get north of 40 squats in a minute, if not north of 50, maybe even closer to 60. Some of you guys are going to be pushing closer, maybe even above 60. And I just want to throw it out there and say go for it. Because the more you make your legs burn, the more those other 2 movements are going to hurt in the next round. And I'm okay with that. You want to find that gross place today. You do. So again, you get as many pull-ups as you can, or whatever truth functional equivalent you're doing, or you get as many bench presses, and then you rest, and then you get as many bench presses as you can, and then you rest, and then as many air squats as you can in 1 minute. You do that 3 times through. 3 moves, 3 times through. Your score is total reps per round, or you can mark down the reps that you got per movement and then add those up. But I think total reps per round is the way the Beyond the Whiteboard is going to score it. That's why we're recording it up here on the whiteboard in the gym. There's a lot to cover in a very short amount of time. If you guys have any questions, get with me. Meet up with Coach Scott at 5:30. We'll see you guys back in here next Monday. Peace.